you ever had to choose between your family and your freedom? Maggie! My stepmother, Marissa, screamed from the living room. I sighed to myself and hurried into the room with a raised eyebrow. My father sat in his favorite recliner looking pissed about something. Marissa stood by the fireplace, foot tapping on the floor impatiently. Her son, my stepbrother Chris, sat on the couch looking smug. Yes? I asked as respectfully as I could. She scowled at my tone of voice. Chris said he saw you making out with the Walters boy. The blood drained from my face. So what if I was? I finally asked, trying to sound tough even though my voice wavered. If you continue messing with that boy, you'll be cut off from this family, she continued in a shrill tone. I stared at her in surprise before turning to my father. He muttered something as he continued scrolling on his phone. There would be no help coming from him, as usual. Are you giving me an ultimatum? I demanded. Marissa stormed up to me and slapped me hard across the face. We won't have you darkening our doorstep by playing house with a boy who doesn't run in the same circle as us. I rubbed my burning cheek. This is because he's poor, I said as it dawned on me. Marissa sneered at me. Make your choice, she snarled. I glanced between my family members before scoffing. I'd rather sleep with the pigs than be part of your precious family, I snarled, turning to storm out of the room. Chris leaped to his feet suddenly, face red with anger. Mother, he whined. You promised me. I froze and turned to face him. Promised you what? I asked coldly. He grinned at me, and it wasn't a happy smile. She promised you to me, he said triumphantly. I spun around to face Marissa as I paled even further. I glanced at my father. Dad, I yelled. Are you hearing this? Your wife promised me to her son as if I was something to be sold. My father stared at me blankly, then shrugged. Do as your mother says, he grunted. Anger filled me, hot and heavy. I exploded. She's not my mother, I screamed. Marissa glared at me. You aren't going anywhere, she said sharply. I wasn't really giving you an ultimatum. I didn't think you'd choose the boy over your own family, but I did promise my son he could have you. Go to your room and stay there. I stared at Marissa in her evil eyes. Then I said, fuck you. I stormed out of the room and headed for the front door. A hand suddenly grabbed the back of my shirt and yanked me backward. I screamed as I lost my balance and crashed to the floor. Chris began dragging me across the floor toward the stairs. He grabbed my arm in a bruising grip and pulled me to my feet, yanking me up the stairs to my bedroom. Don't try to escape, he snapped. We'll always find you. He shoved me into my bedroom and slammed the door shut behind me. Then I heard a snick. I rushed to the door and tried the handle, but it wouldn't budge. The asshole locked me in my room. I hurried to my bedroom window and tried opening it. It slid open and I leaned out to find a rose bush directly under my window. I had to take my chances. I refused to let my evil stepmother and stepbrother dictate my life and force me into an unwanted relationship. I shivered in disgust as I thought about my stepbrother getting his hands on me. I couldn't let this happen to me, so I shimmied out of the window and dropped. I bit my lip hard to keep from screaming in pain as I hit the rose bush. The thorns scratched my skin as I crawled out of it and stumbled to my feet. I had to find Liam, the Walters boy. He would help me, so I ran. I ran to the stables first, where Liam usually worked with his father. I saw Liam before he saw me, but his eyes widened in shock when he finally saw me. He let out a shout of alarm and ran toward me, catching me before I collapsed. Help me, I whispered to him. Then I lost consciousness. I woke up to the sound of beeping. I peeled my eyes open to find myself in a hospital room. My father sat beside my bed looking exhausted. Then I heard yelling in the hallway. It sounded like Marissa. That's my stepdaughter, she exclaimed. I deserve to be in there with my family. I started shaking in fear. My father woke up abruptly when the heart monitor started going wild. His face was like a thundercloud as he stood, but for once the anger wasn't directed at me. He marched out of the room and said in an icy tone, You're done, Marissa. Come near me or my daughter again and I'll make sure the cops know exactly what you tried to do to my daughter. We're married, Marissa screamed. Not anymore, Dad snarled. I already spoke to my lawyer. I'm divorcing you. I want you and Chris out of my house by the time I take my daughter home. He came back into my room after that, and I heard security leading Marissa away while she screamed threats and curses. Dad started sobbing suddenly and apologizing to me for how Marissa treated me. I noticed one thing though. He never apologized for how he treated me.